Okay, welcome everyone. It's my pleasure to introduce to you two people who are very involved with our great program with the International Federation Red Cross. The first person I'd like to introduce is Giorgio Ferrario, who is the manager of National Society Development for International Federation of Red Cross. And he coordinates the WIAL efforts that we have with various national societies of Red Cross. The second person I'm pleased to introduce is Samantha Dixon, who is the president of Grenada Red Cross. Giorgio, could you take a few minutes to tell us about the program that WIAL has with Red Cross, some of the projects, some of the problems that have been solved, and the overall benefits to International Red Cross?
Thank you, Mike. Thank you so much for this opportunity, Mike, and thanks also to WIAL for the great initiative and the great support to the International Federation and the National Societies of the Red Cross and the Red Crescent. COVID-19 has hit severely all of our lives, personal lives, but it has also hit the capacity of our national societies of the Red Cross and the Red Crescent to properly support their volunteers to do their work. Many national societies live out of income generation activities that generate the funds that are necessary to do their humanitarian work. And because of COVID, the lockdown, most national societies, I would say almost every national society, big and small, rich and poor, or rich and less poor, less rich, in any kind of corners of the world, have suffered the consequences. This is the time when WIAL came in and offered its partnership to the Federation, knowing and respecting the value of the Red Cross word and the impact of the work of the Red Cross. We started with a gentle offer from WIAL and the interest by our side on the approach that WIAL has on actual learning. Why actual learning? Because of course, learning and problem solving, solving complex problems in a difficult environment is not an easy task at all. And that is where national societies have taken great advantage of this partnership. We have until now 21 national societies that have requested a support. Of those, we have 8 in the Americas, in the American region, 6 in Africa region, 2 in the European region, 4 in Asia Pacific, and 1 in Middle East and North Africa region. Altogether, 7 of those national societies have already completed the work with the support of professional coaches made available pro bono by WIAL, and very successfully so. Another 5 of them are underway, and 9 of them are in preparation for taking over this initiative. And many of those national societies have suffered a sharp decrease of resources, of income generation, of resources available during the COVID period. But some of them also, I highlighted other issues that were difficult to tackle. Complex issues related to governance, complex issues related to positioning, to the relationship with the government. And those issues are normally the, the big issues that don't let our leaders sleep at night in a quiet manner. Those are difficult issues that require attention from the leadership of national societies. And actual learning has made a big difference in making sure that the leaders of national societies, could spend quality time with the professional support of facilitation and accompaniment by the coaches in order to focus on issues that are by definition extremely difficult to solve. What has been the impact of actual learning so far? A number of national societies have already been successful in addressing those issues and taking action in order to progress on those different problems that had been identified. Let me also specify and spell out an additional and maybe hidden value for us in the partnership with WIAL. It is not only about solving issues, but it's about learning how to solve issues in the future. It is not only about the harvesting the results today, but it's also implanting seeds on a different approach in how to work together as a leadership of national society in order to address complex challenges that face national societies.
Thank you very much, Giorgio. And as you mentioned, there's been 21 national societies that requested WIAL pro bono coaching, and 7 have completed. And one of the first to request and complete is Grenada Red Cross. And we're pleased to have Samantha Dixon with us, who can tell us about what WIAL did with Grenada Red Cross. Samantha, please.
So thank you, Mike, and good to see you, Giorgio. And so I sit proud first to have been a recipient of the services of WIAL. For the Grenada Red Cross, when we heard of this initiative, we weren't too sure what to expect. But I had a discussion with some of my National Society Development colleagues. And I said, you know, we are a small national society, but we have some huge complex problems, and that we needed some help in finding solutions. And for many a month, we were looking at the problems from a holistic standpoint. And then we realized that if we endeavored to engage in the methodology that WIAL was offering us, that we just might be able to find some solutions. And so the complex problem had to do with the lack of a framework for transparency and accountability, which ended up in some really sensitive management level and probably governing board level issues. And as a new governing board that had taken the office just a couple of months before, it was the opportunity to engage in some problem solving, try to find some solutions, and to initiate frameworks so that these type of sensitive problems will not happen again in the future. And so with that said, we zeroed in around the more of the financial complexities of the problem, although there were other parts of it, but we zeroed in on the financial aspect of it. And we engaged in the methodology of the WIAL action learning approach. And then, of course, we had our own challenges, which around the table in any virtual setting might happen, but we worked together with different personalities, different background interests with to the problem, and eventually broke it down into manageable bite-sized pieces, dealt with one piece at a time. And after, I believe it was 4 or 5 sessions, a small group of about 8 persons representing the National Society, we were able to walk away with some very tangible actions that we committed to in order to resolve those financial complexities and lack of frameworks that had probably begun existing over a decade ago. And when the sessions were done, we set timelines and indicators to measure our own internal performance. And I am happy to report that we realized successes even greater than we imagined, and things that we were fighting and struggling with for 10 years, after that process, in another 2 months later, was able to celebrate, literally celebrate, for having resolved some of those problems.
Okay, thank you very much, Samantha, for your success story. Our hope is that we have now reached 21 national societies. We know there are another 171. Our goal is to have all 192 national societies begin to use action learning. We are going to be counting the 2 of you. Samantha, with your success story, you will be able to encourage other national societies to join in on this effort. And Giorgio, we look forward to working with you to encourage the other 171 national societies to consider using action learning for solving their problems, as well as developing their teams and leaders and transforming their organizations. So thank you both very, very much for sharing your stories. And we look forward to working with Red Cross, International Red Cross, in the future for many years. Thank you for being such great partners.